Hi everyone, and thank you so much for joining me for yoga today. This is going to be a slow flow yoga practice, which means we just move a little bit slower through the sequencing, and hopefully some of the poses feel really yummy to your body so that you can get a nice stretch and gain some more flexibility. So let's go ahead and get started today seated. Grab your yoga mat and let's do this. And then we're going to lay all the way down onto our backs. And you're gonna pull your knees to your chest. And I'll be super clear so that way when you're on your back, you don't have to feel like you have to always be able to see me. And that's my goal for you, is to kind of be able to listen to practice and then hear the movement. And then from there, eventually, you'll just kind of be able to flow with the sound. So rock side to side. I want you to massage your lumbar spine into the ground. And again, depending on your body this morning or this afternoon, kind of figuring out where it feels good, where your movement feels right. I want you to exhale both legs in the air, so get those legs straight up to the sky, all right? And then point and flex your toes, so start to create some movement in the ankles, and then maybe start to get creative and roll your ankles in nice little circles. So point and flex, circle, circle, circle. Find that movement. Reach with your feet as high as you can. And then exhale, you're going to place both of your hands inside of your legs, and you're going to press your feet away from each other. So you're on your back in a wide-legged straddle, trying to open up those inner thighs real quick. And then I want you to bring your legs all the way back. Hug your knees deeply to your chest. So again, give yourself a giant hug. And then we're going to land with our feet flat and our knees touching as we open up our feet as wide as our yoga mat. So I want your feet open like 2 to 3 feet and your knees touching. And then just rest with your hands on your belly as you lay your head down. So I want you to breathe in through the nose. Exhale, breathe out through your nose and down the back of your throat. Good. Repeat. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. One more breath for me, okay? Inhale, breathe in through the nose. Exhale out through the nose. And then slowly open up your knees. So again, your feet are as wide as your yoga mat, your knees are bent. And we call this Windshield Wipers. I just want you to drop your knees right and left and right and left, and just massage those hips side to side, rolling out on your booty. Letting your knees fall from side to side for 3, 2, and then exhale, bring your knees to your chest, give yourself a big hug. And then you're going to plant your feet on your mat. This time, narrow stance, so your feet are only about 6 inches apart. And then I want you to extend your arms forward towards your toes. And now together, we're going to inhale our hips up, our arms up. Bring those arms way over your head, stretch. And then you're going to lower your hips, your arms, and then your hands. It's called a wave bridge. Inhale, up, 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 up. Exhale, lower, 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 lower. Good. One more round here for me, okay? Inhale, up, 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 up. And then exhale, beautiful people, lower, 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 lower. And those are really nice and therapeutic ways to kind of enter a back bend. Let's hug our knees to our chest and come up to seated. And I invite you to sit up just nice and tall for me, okay? So get a nice long spine here. Place your hands on your kneecaps, and you're just going to start to move your stomach in a circle. So these are called belly rolls. So let your ankles cross. It's called Sukhasana, easy pose, and just start to roll around. Good. And then exhale, reverse. So go the other way. Good. So finding where maybe your head moves forward and around, and you really find this creative sensation of movement. And then inhale, sit up straight. We're going to take lateral flexion of the spine. So you're going to inhale, one palm down, one arm up. And exhale, side 2, reach up and over. Good, and then try to close your mouth, okay? Come back up and over, because that will help us remember to breathe through our nose, which is called our Ujjayi breath. One more time, side 2. Reach up and over, big stretch here, spread open those ribs. Come all the way back up, and then let's transition to our hands and our knees. So whichever way is best to see me or to hear me, be there with your body. And now let's move our butt side to side. Now if your knees hurt at all because your surface is hard, you can always grab a towel, fold it, put it underneath your knees, okay? You can also maybe pad your mat. So move those hips left to right, left to right. And then you're gonna spin one hand around, try to stretch out your wrist. And then if you feel comfortable, spin the other hand around too. So this might feel super intense or this might feel minimal, but I really want you to dig into the heels of those hands and wake up the muscles in your forearms. 3, 2, good. If you use your hands a lot for work, maybe you type a lot, text a lot, drive a lot, maybe you do something outside. I have a friend who does a lot of landscaping, so they have a lot of fatigue and anxiety kind of running through their body, and this can be really helpful. Let's extend the arms forward. Take your hips all the way back to your heels and take your forehead down. This is child's pose. So if at any point during today's practice you want to rest, do it. Let yourself be in this moment and don't fight for more. Let's bring ourselves up to tabletop again. Curl our toes under, and then we'll take our bottom to the sky for the first time so that we can be in downward facing dog. I invite you to soften your knees, to lift your butt, and to push your ribs back. And if this is too challenging, you can always put your knees down on the mat, okay? But just make sure your knees are bent if you're with me, so that way you can lift your bum and stretch out your low back. Look at your hands, walk up to your hands, take your time. So if you're tighter, all you're gonna do is have your knees bent a little bit more than mine, okay? If you're not as tight, then you can work with a little bit straighter legs. So on your forward fold, see if you can look back between your shins as long as it's safe to drop your head below your heart. And I want you to feel just like any stress run off of your body right now. So they really recommend forward folding if you're in this moment of like complete stress and anxiety, the inability to calm down, because the sensation of letting the head fall below the heart, of folding in, so it's this comforting feel, allows you to have that fresh oxygen once you stand up, run through the body, and a new sense of purpose and feeling. So let's go ahead and create that. Bone by bone, rise up. Take your time. Start a smile, that helps. Inhale, reach your arms up, up, up. Palms together. Let's take a nice back bend, lengthen, stretch, open, yes. And then rest your hands by your sides. Ground your feet. Reach your heart forward. My thumbs are reaching out to the sides. Engage the stomach, so make your core really tight. Let's inhale, reach up. Let's exhale, bow forward. Let's inhale, lengthen the spine. So I want you to gaze forward. It's called a flat back. So if you have trouble here, maybe put your hands up on your shins. And think about your breakfast, lunch, or dinner sitting right on your back. That's how flat it wants to be, no rounding. Exhale, fold in. Step your left foot back into a lunge. So you're gonna bend your right knee forward in line with your ankle. And if your knee is way out here, meaning way past your ankle, find alignment, knee, ankle. Hands on the ground or on your blocks, it's up to you. And just we're gonna find some dynamic movements. I want you to inhale, bend your right knee forward. And then exhale, pull your hips back. Repeat, lunge forward and pull back. One more time, okay? Lunge forward. And then pull your hips back. Nice. Now, lunge forward and gracefully put your left knee down. So again, if your knee is sensitive to the ground below you, have your little washcloth handy so it can go underneath of your left kneecap if needed. Put your hands on your hips and try not to be here. So a lot of times we get caught folding forward over our thigh. Bring your chest all the way up. Raise your left arm up. So my left bicep is next to my ear. Good. Now reach your left arm to the right so that you get a lateral stretch here through the left side for 3, 2, and then exhale your left hand down to the mat, and then your right. Good. Curl your left toes and raise your knee, please. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, step back to plank for the first time, top of a push-up. Now, you can go ahead and drop your knees right away so you're in a knee down plank, or keep your knees lifted. Send your chest forward. We're going to lower all the way to our bellies so you can drop your knees and move with me, or do it without your knees. Tops of your feet down. Squeeze your elbows in and then inhale, Cobra. Come up just a few inches. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower. Last time, okay? Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, lower. And then 1, 2, 3, we go all the way back to Child's Pose. Rest. Good. Breathe into the muscles in your back and then breathe out. Come up to hands and knees. Perform your wrist stretch again. This time, spin the left hand first. Fingertips face your kneecaps. And then spin the right hand. And I want you to ground down into the heels of your hands as much as you can so that you can really, really feel the stretch here. 3. If you don't feel much, maybe pull your hips back some. 2. And now spin your hands forward. Good. Let's curl our toes and go back to downward facing dog. I invite you here just to start to get comfortable here by bending the knees some, by allowing your hips to lift, your spine to stretch, and then maybe even look left and right. Loosen up your neck. Look to your hands, bend your knees, step or jump up, your choice. Take a flat back, lengthen. So here's your Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, head to ground. Inhale, standing back bend. Arms up, eyes up, look up. Get tall. And then rest your hands by your sides. Good. Inhale, arms up, breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart, breathe out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back into a lunge. Now stay on the ball of your right foot for a little bit if you can. Keep the alignment of the left knee and the left ankle. Exhale, a little dynamic movement here. Pull those hips back. Bend it forward. Nice. Pull it back. Bend it forward. So hamstring stretch to a hip stretch. One more time. Left hamstring stretches. And then gently ease forward. Let's put our right knee down on the ground. Top of the right foot comes down and then hips sink forward. Put your hands on your hips and then use your core to come up. And then again, just make sure that this knee is lined up with your ankle. So create that ability to see your own alignment right here. Right arm up, bicep by your ear. Now, lateral movement to the left. All right, as you start to stretch the right side body. So you'll feel this kind of all along the ribs and the side body opening up, hopefully, as you take this lateral flexion of the spine. 3, 2, nice work. Put your right hand down and then put your left hand down. Curl your right toes, lift your knee, 1, 2, 3, up. Exhale, step to plank, feet together. Good, engage your core here. Option 1, drop your knees. Join me for option 2, chaturanga. Up dog, that's where my hips are up, and then downward facing dog. So both of those options are great for a vinyasa. It just depends on what's best for you. Take your right leg up from the back of the mat, reach it to the sky. The goal is that that right leg is straight, but do the best you can. Step your right foot all the way forward. Good. Left hand on the yoga mat, right below your left shoulder, and then raise your right arm to the sky. Twisted lunge. So left hand is down, right arm is up, and then roll your gaze up. Right foot is forward. 3, 2, put your right hand down on 1. Good. Now I'm going to turn my bum towards you as we pivot left, wide-legged forward fold, okay? So booty up, head down, exhale, fold. Nice work. And then breathe in and out a few times. 3, 2, and then slowly rise up. And you'll notice that I'm facing you now. It's because I gave a quick turn while you were folded forward. Turn your toes out 10 and 2. I want to wake up the inner thighs. So bring your hands to your heart and then sit down into this goddess-like pose, which is where we start to see the knees align with the middle toes, okay? Exhale, straighten the legs. And then goddess pose, sink down. Exhale, straighten the legs. One more time. Exhale, goddess pose, sink down. Now let your hands come to your thighs. I'm going to turn my hands out and my thumbs in. Now take your right shoulder, drop it in. Bring your torso up, take your left shoulder, drop it in. Good. Come back to center, balance, hold, hands to heart. 3, you should feel that work. 2, stand up. Good. Turn your back left heel in. Turn your right foot forward. Raise your arms up for warrior 2. So your right knee bends forward. Don't pull your whole chest forward. Just your eyes, okay? Feel your legs. And breathe into your hips. They should start to fatigue. You'll start to feel your body and you're like, all right, I feel this. I'm getting warmer. Now reverse your warrior, reach up to the sky, and I want you to straighten your right leg, so give it some freedom. Good. Now bend your knee, cartwheel your hands all the way down, step to plank, and then exhale, knee down chaturanga, which I'll demo, or full chaturanga. Lower, come up to cobra, or again, the up dog where the hips come up, and then lift your hips, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Nice. Exhale, open your mouth to sigh. Raise your left leg up on your inhale, reach it high, and the goal is that the leg is straight, so try to really reach. Exhale, step forward. Good. Put your hands on blocks if needed. Here's our twist again. Right hand stays down, left arm lifted up. Now, if you're looking down and your chest is parallel to the ground, think about how can my left side body roll open more to the left so that I can create more space here. 3. Look up to your left hand if you want to. Maybe your neck doesn't feel so great, so instead look down. 2. One more breath. And then again, I'm going to pivot to my right. So my bum is going to turn towards you. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Stay here, okay? So while you're in your fold, deepen the breath. I want you guys to take your hands out to a T, so left and right. Grab the back of your calf muscles
And then tuck your chin and try to pull your chest in a little bit deeper to your legs. Breath in. Breath out. Good. Release your hands, and we're going to take a gentle twist here. So I want you to bring your right hand right below your right shoulder. So not way back here. Bring it out in front of you on the mat. And then peel your left arm up to the sky. Now your hips like to pop here, so do the best you can to kind of pull your right hip back. And then exhale, put your left hand down, and we're going to take the same twist, right arm up. Bend your knees a little bit if you need to. Ideally, we work with straight lines as much as possible, but be good to your hamstrings. Exhale, both hands down to the earth, please. And then I invite you to bone by bone roll up. Take your time. No goddess pose. We've already done that. Pivot your left foot forward. Warrior two. So your legs are going to widen a little bit more. And then you'll see my knee line up right with my middle toe. Try not to let that knee fall in, okay? Middle toe. Back foot is slightly turned in, which helps you stay grounded. If those back toes are turned out, you're going to slide out into a split, and you're not going to like me later. Stay low in your left knee. Pretend like you have tiny dumbbells in your hands. Don't grip, but just pretend they're there. And it will make your arms work a little bit more. Good. Now, when you're ready, inhale, reverse your warrior. And let your left leg straighten with you. Exhale, bend the knee, cartwheel your hands all the way down, spin to the ball of your back foot, plank. Vinyasa, which means to flow. So knee down or full push up into your back bend. And then exhale over those toes. I invite you to downward facing dog. Bend your knees a little bit, push back. And then I want you to look forward to those hands, and when you're ready, step or jump up, take your time. Halfway lift your spine. And then fold forward. You're going to open up your feet about 6 to 8 inches apart. You're going to grab opposite elbows. You're going to let your head fall, and I want you to look back between your knees and sway left and right and left and right. It's called Ragdoll Pose. Good. Exhale, release your hands down to the earth. Good. Bone by bone, I want you to keep your spine in this rounded shape so you can feel each little vertebrae your whole way up, okay? So round, and then stand very slowly with me. Super slow. Super slow. Be so good to your body. Now take the shoulders in a big circle so that they can land behind you, so then your spine can realign and be straight again. Good. Now hug the area right here between the shoulder blades. It's called the Scapula Pinch. Now your head, watch my head, tuck your chin, pull it to your chest. So while you're pinching that scapula, chin to chest, and you should feel some more room in your cervical spine. 3, keep your core tight. 2, and now pick up your head. Good. Reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Lean back. And then pull your hands to your heart. Bring your feet together. Reach the arms up. Drop the butt. You're going right to chair pose, okay? So squat. Now, try to keep your feet together and your knees together. So you'll notice my big toes are touching, my inner thighs are touching, everything is hugging in. From there, pull your hands down to heart center. Drop your bum a little bit more. Good. Option 1, open arm twist. Option 2, cross your left arm over your right thigh and twist, okay? So this version is a little bit harder. Or
open arm twist. Up to you. 3, bend your knees. I know you can squat. 2, and then inhale, come to chair. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Release out a big sigh. Take a flat back to lengthen. Step your left foot back into a lunge. Put your left knee down onto the earth. Good. Sink your hips forward. Now walk your right foot over to the right side of your mat so that your right pinky toe lines up with the right side of the mat. Good. Both of your hands now are inside of your foot and your hips are moving forward. It's called lizard pose. Option 1, stick around, stay here. Option 2, bend your back knee, right arm comes up and around, maybe grab your foot. Feel free to let your right knee fall open to the right, and you'll feel the stretch in the outside of that right butt. Grabbing your foot is pretty difficult in terms of quad flexibility for your left leg, so if it's not there, that's okay, but just give it a try. 3, 2, and then you're going to inhale, release, bring your arm up and over. Exhale, you're going to pick up your back left kneecap. So 1, 2, 3, lift. Step to plank. We're going to lower all the way to our bellies with or without our knees. Lower down. Now, take your right arm out to 3 o'clock. So, if my head is at 12, right, all the way to the right would be 3. Now, rock onto your right side. Left leg is on top of right. Pick up left leg, bend your knee, plant your foot behind you. So you're going to feel the opening in your left hip. Your left hand can go on your thigh or it can go on the ground. You should feel an opening in your right chest, shoulder, throat. Holding 3, 2, be gentle with your body. Exhale, roll back to your belly. Nice job. And then we're just going to go ahead and bring that right hand in. And we're going to go right to the left side. So take the left arm out to 9 o'clock. Turn your left ear down. Make sure your arm is all the way out to 9, not like up to 10 or down to 8. And then rock and roll. Good, and then you want to take your head and try to rest it down. And if you're really uncomfortable, you can always put a block under your head as kind of like a baby pillow. Obviously, it's not a soft pillow, but it's just some support. Good, and I like to put my right hand sometimes on my right hip. Sometimes I just keep my right hand on the mat. It really just depends on like what my shoulder is feeling like today. On your next breath, come back to center, take your time. Unwind, beautiful. Put your hands by your ribs. Inhale, Cobra Up Dog. Remember the difference. Here's Cobra, my hips are down. Here's Up Dog, my hips are now up. Good. Downward facing dog. Exhale as you breathe out. Now you're going to look to your hands. It's up to you. You can step up, or if you want, you bend your knees and you hop to your hands. All right, your choice. Take a flat back. Exhale, ground your hands, fold forward. And if it's hard to touch the ground, that's okay. You don't have to put your hands on the ground. Slide your hands up to your hips for me and stand up. Good. Let's do all that on the other side, okay? This time, you're going to bend your knees, so we're going to move to traditional chair pose, sweeping the ground. Looks like this. Sweep to come up. So get real low. Remember, big toes are touching, so are the insides of your inner thighs. Hands to heart center. Open arm twist left, or right tricep crosses left thigh.
Try not to pick up your butt. You want to keep those knees bent. You want your knees facing forward the whole time that you're turning. And I invite you to breathe. I want you to feel this beautiful strong work and rotation. Good. Let's inhale, come back to chair. Come on, super strong legs, super strong. Inhale, stand up. And then you're going to take your hands around your back. You're going to weave your fingers together, okay? So right here at the base of my tailbone. And then I'm going to try to pull my knuckles down the tailbone to give me a little bit more room. So don't like yank your fist away. Instead, go down the bottom. And then we're going to hinge with bent knees. Bring the knuckles up to the sky and drop the gaze. Try to look back between your shins. 3. Soften your back. 2. Hands to your low back. Don't slingshot them apart. Be gentle. And then put them on the mat. Let's step the right foot back, please. Lower your right knee down. And now we're going to heel toe, which literally means move with the heel and toe of the foot over to the left. So now your left pinky toe should be parallel to the left side of the mat. Lizard lunge. Right thigh, hip flexor, psoas, you should feel it a good bit. Option 1, stay. Option 2, you're going to start to take your left arm up, bend your back knee, and maybe grab your foot. Again, this is optional because I do know that this is very challenging. Do the best you can as you roll to your left. Find space in those hips. Breathe. Good. Keep your left foot rooted. Keep twisting. Keep pulling left heel to left butt. Stretch out right quad. 2. Yes, yes, yes. And then release. If you're in the twist, come back around. Nice job. Let's go to plank. 1, 2, 3. Right knee up. Step it back. And then exhale, side plank. So we're going to go to the right hand first. So option 1, put your right knee down. Step your left foot back. Left arm up. Option 2, just move your feet to the right. Stack them and then raise your left arm up. 3, 2, gently everyone come to high plank. Even if you're on your knee, come to high plank, hold it. Good. Option 1, drop, reach, kind of like a kickstand. Or both hands stay down, then you drop your feet left, and then this right arm comes up. 3, good. 2, plank pose, ready, set, go. Vinyasa if you want it. Chaturanga, up dog, and then meet me in child's pose. Beautiful work. Bring your forehead down. Bring your arms forward. And if you've had knee surgery, I have a client who just hates this pose because of their knee surgeries. You can put a pillow between your hamstrings and your calf muscles. And if you sit back on it like this, so the pillow would go here, you can like almost really enjoy child's pose if it tends to be something that doesn't sit well with you. 1 more breath. And then gently make your way up, hands and knees. Raise your right arm up to the sky, make a fist like you're gonna punch to the ceiling, and then draw 3 circles. 1, 2, good. Shake out your hand, shake it out, shake it out. Put your palm down. Side 2, so these are wrist circles and stretches. Reach up, make a fist, circle. Good, and then shake it out. And then put your hand down, and we're gonna come to seated, okay? So come all the way down onto your bottom. And then I want you to bring your feet together, which is called bound angle Badakunasana. So I'll turn towards you just so you can see my foot placement, how they're touching.
All right, now if your knees are way up here, slide your feet forward so your knees can drop some. You can also prop up your knees with pillows or blocks. Now, hold on tight, sit up straight. Round forward, stay. Now, walk your hands off to one side. So find that kind of lateral stretch. I like this because it pulls in my low back. Good, and then find center, fold forward. And then find the other side, fold in. And again, hopefully you feel that low back stretch too, getting in the diagonal and lateral flexion today. That's the folding forward of the spine. Go ahead and come back to center. And then gently bring the torso up. Good. Bring your knees together for me. I'm just going to scoot forward so you can use the length of my mat. And I want you guys to hold your hamstrings. Now, bring up one foot and then bring up the other. Boat. So if you're very uncomfortable, you can put your feet down. If you cannot wait to go on a boat, then join me here. Maybe reach your arms forward. That might be one of my favorite things. That's I feel like we all attend these conferences or we go to these events or we have that one friend or we have that person we know. And it's like, you have a boat and you're inviting me on it? This is so exciting right now. So it's like that moment for me is like my, yes, I'll go. Just tell me when. Stay strong for 3. Good, 2. You're just going to put your feet down. You're going to hold your shins. You're going to sit up straight. Good, and then we're going to do that one more time together, okay? So come back onto your boat. You can even go from here or raise your feet. And if you're super cozy, straighten your legs. Good. There's a picture of me when I turned 1 and I'm on the boat my parents owned because we grew up on a lake. And they used to say that the boat was my birthday present, my first year birthday present as a joke. And anyways, that boat died before I was even old enough to really enjoy it. But I do remember that picture of being on that boat when I was 1 year old. And they had me in the driver's seat. Holding 3, 2, lift, lift, lift. And then put your feet down. Scoot your butt forward. So good for your core and your back to be good at that pose. Let's lay down on our back. Open your mouth. Think about all the work you did. Let a smile come over your face. Be grateful for your health and your body and the fact that you can do this. That's step 1, right? Finding the gratitude for those things that we take for granted. Let's hug our right knee to our chest. Exhale, breathe out. And then push your right foot into the sky. Maybe slide your hands all the way up to the heel of your foot, or you can always use a strap too. And just gently pull the leg towards you. Hug your right knee back to your chest. Place your foot down so it meets your left foot. Good. Left knee comes in. Exhale, squeeze. Left leg straightens. Exhale, let it come towards you. Good. Hopefully your hamstrings feel a little bit more happy than when you first started practice today. I think I have a practice on my YouTube channel called Happy Hamstrings. Hug your left knee back to your chest and place your foot down. Now in the very beginning we did those wave bridges, so let's return to them, okay? So inhale, arms up, hips up, reach up. Exhale, arms down, hips down. Breathe out. Nice. Let's repeat. Inhale, arms up, hips up, reach up. Exhale, arms down, hips down, lower down. How about one more together? Inhale, arms up, hips up, reach up, wave bridge. Exhale, arms down, hips down, rest. Hands to belly, so feel your belly, find your breath. Open mouth.
Then you're going to widen your feet and you're going to drop both of your knees to the right. It's called a scissor twist. So your left knee falls inside of your right knee, just like how two scissors, how they would just kind of rest next to each other, two sides of the scissors. And then breathe in to the left side of the body here. You should feel your right inner thigh a little bit as those knees fall off. Come through center. Good. Exhale, side two. Let your knees fall left. Feel the pull in the top of the right thigh bone. Exhale as you breathe out. And then very gracefully, you're going to bring your knees back to center. How about we give ourselves one more big hug? Squeeze. Open mouth. And this is where I invite you to come into Shavasana. So I want you to lay one leg out and then the other. You may have a loud home right now with many children or animals or friends running around, or maybe you have a quiet space where it's just you and you can really hear your own breath. Whichever space you have, I invite you into a space with me where it's silent. Maybe you hear sound if you put music on for practice. And I encourage you to try to make each inhale you take just that much longer. And each exhale that you fully push out of the body, allow it to be that much longer as well. So that you slow down the breath, moving in and out, which eventually lowers the resting heart rate and makes your heart work less when it doesn't need to. Let's take 3 more breaths on our back. Inhale. Exhale for 1, please. Inhale. Exhale for 2, please. And all I need is 1 more. Inhale. Exhale for 3. And then think about movement that's going to bring you back into practice, that's going to help you feel good and relaxed. You can curl to your right if you want. You'll put your right arm underneath your right ear. Your knees are kind of to your chest. Your left hand is soft. And it's just this idea of rolling out of this practice and into a new one. Exhale from the side. You'll press up to seated. And then join me in seated so that we can close today, please. Sit up really tall. Relax your shoulders. Stay quiet as your hands move to your heart. This is called Anjali Mudra. Breathing in and breathing out. I hope you feel relaxed emotionally, physically, and that you were able to gain some sort of release for the body so that you can really feel the benefits of movement. I hope you feel well, and if you ever have feedback or requests, you can always kind of comment after and let me know how things are going with your body. Let's bow forward together. Namaste. Thank you so much for taking practice, and I hope you feel well. Nice job.